Tomorrow marks 20 years since the attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. Again, it has been 20 years. On September 11th, 19 terrorists from Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 commercial airplanes, deliberately crashing 2 of those planes into the north and south towers of the World Trade Center, and a 3rd plane into the Pentagon. A 4th plane bound for Washington, D.C., crashed in a field after a group of courageous and heroic passengers fought off the attackers. Those attacks killed 2,977 people from 93 nations. 2,753 people were killed in New York, 184 people were killed at the Pentagon, and 40 people were killed on Flight 93. Those included 343 New York City firefighters, 23 New York City police officers, and 37 Port Authority officers were killed. 55 military personnel died in the Pentagon. And you may not know this, but 8 children lost their lives that day, ranging from ages 2 to 11 years old. Every single one of those people who died was going about their everyday life that day, not ever expecting to be attacked on American soil. We are familiar with the saying, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." And today, on the heels of the deaths of the 13 of our best and bravest in Afghanistan, we gather to remember 20 years ago and to acknowledge that we do not ever want to repeat that history. We must remember because there are new generations who do not remember that tragic day. They do not remember the escalating horror of those of us who watched our country being attacked live on television. They do not remember seeing first responders run into burning buildings, never to come out again. They do not remember seeing New Yorkers covered in gray ash running over a bridge to try to escape their horrific actions. They do not remember the smoke rising from the Pentagon and the dogs who searched the wreckage for weeks. They do not remember the faces and the names of those who died, the ones that we saw every day on television. I can assure you that family members of the 2,977 people who died on September 11th, as well as the family members of the more than 7,000 service members who have given their life since those conflicts started that day, they all remember. We remember not to cause division, but to remember incredible sacrifice and service to this country and to this county. That is how we remember and honor the dead. We also remember by doing what Americans do best and what we did the initial days after September 11th, joining together and working together to better everyone in our country.